My name is Marek Rudak. I'm a love proficiency coach. Thank you so much for being here with me in my YouTube channel. Today, what I'd like to do is I'd like to talk about the practical side of an article that is linked right below called Creating Goals with Heart. So, I think the typical struggle for us men when it comes to creating goals is that we tend to have our goals come primarily, if not all, come from our mind and they ignore our hearts. And the problem that comes into play is that if we don't align our goals with the heart, they tend to fizzle out and we don't end up making those goals stick and they actually backfire and make us feel more frustrated because yet another year passes where we're able to achieve our goal. A good example in my case was me wanting to get married. So each year I would have a very good, very logical goal of getting married. But where the problem came into play was that I didn't address the problems of the heart. See, the reason why I couldn't meet the right person was because I was very broken inside. And so I kept attracting all these broken people. So it wasn't until I healed my heart that I was able to attract a wonderful woman to my life named Jessie, who's the most amazing woman and wife I could ever wish for. So what I did this year, prior to writing down any goals, to help me put myself in the best position possible to ensure that my goals are aligned with my heart, is I spent a lot of time in prayer. So I spent about 2 hours over a period of days praying about the goals, and three categories of goals were revealed to me. I'm going to share those with you, and I hope that you find them helpful. And uh, I definitely welcome your feedback and your thoughts and your experiences with what I'm about to share with you. So the first one is creative. The first category is creative, and so my number one creative goal is to write a book. So this is something I had before, but the problem was is that I would type away, I would just kind of go at it, and there were two books that I got pretty far, and just it fizzled out. It just I don't know, I kind of got far enough, and I didn't know what to do. I was lost. So what I decided to do for this year, instead of having a specific, very logical goal of, hey, by such and such date, I'm gonna have such and such amount of pages written. What I decided to do is I'm gonna spend 1 hour per day writing a book. However much or however little I do, I'm gonna pray about it, and I'm gonna spend 1 hour per day writing, and I'll see what the Holy Spirit guides me to write. So it's not about the outcome, but providing the environment. So that's my first goal, is to spend 1 hour per day writing a book, which falls under the creative category. The second category is connection with God. So one of the things I've noticed is that there are periods in my life, moments in my life where I feel really, really connected to God. Sometimes when I'm driving, sometimes when I'm sitting, sometimes when I'm writing. There's these little moments of time where the best way for me to describe it is I feel this ecstasy, even though I've never done any drugs, but it just this very out of this world experience where I feel extremely connected to God. And what I thought about is like, well, what if I start tracking these times, see how long they are, how often they come up. Maybe I can come up with some patterns. So my second category is connection with God, and what I'm going to do specifically this year is I'm going to start a log and keep track of those times to see how over time they increase, they decrease, or maybe just the fact that I prime my mind and think about these moments, then maybe that will invite even more of those moments into my life where I feel connected to God. And I figure that only great things can come from a state when I feel connected to God. So that's the second category, connection to God. Creating a log where I track the times and the durations of when I feel this healthy state of ecstasy. Then the third category is removing the obstacles of connecting to God and others. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a separate log, or within that same log, separate category, where I'm going to track the times where my thoughts get in the way of connecting to God and others, the times when I feel judgmental, the times when I feel angry, the times when I'm frustrated, all these things that get me away from being connected to others and God. And part of the reason why this was inspired was my prior experience in project management, where I worked in ExxonMobil, there was this famous saying that that which can be that which can be tracked can be managed. And so I figured that the more I track these things, again, the more conscious I'll become of those times where I fall short. And my hope is that as I track them, I'll over time I'll see less and less of those times, which in turn will help me to become a much better instrument of God's love. So, my friends, those are the three categories. Again, creative, 1 hour per day writing a book. Second one's connection to God, tracking the times when I feel connected to God. And then number three is removing obstacles from the connection to God, which I'm going to do by tracking the times when my thoughts get in the way of being the best kind of instrument of love I can be. So, my friends, I hope this was very helpful for you. If so, please share it with others. Definitely give me your thoughts. And until next time, God bless and talk to you soon.